Good morning, everyone. For my presentation, which will be Apple, I'm going to talk about the lawsuit that they just encountered. Back in 2019, a lawsuit was filed for Apple being accused of recording private conversations when users hadn't even said, "Hey Siri," that shared data with third parties, including advertisers, which made users and customers very upset, which customers and users were so furious, and they took to social media about it, and they began to explain their frustration about it, to where a lawsuit was filed back in December of 2019. Apple denied the wrongdoing, but they chose to settle out of court in January of this year of 2025 to avoid further legal costs and potential negative publicity that could ruin their brand and their reputation. Apple agreed to pay $95 million to settle the lawsuit. And there's a claim open until July 2nd, 2025. And to my knowledge of all this, these private conversations had been going on for over 10 years, from September of 2014 to just December of 2024. So I've come up with a plan, with a strategic plan that will help Apple kind of like avoid lawsuits in the near future. So for my press release, let me get to it real quick. Give me just a second. Give me 1 second. So for my press release, I feel like if Apple could just acknowledge, just come out like right then and just acknowledge, what they did, and just acknowledge their faults and the mistakes that they made, everything can be avoided, the mistakes and all of that. Recognize the errors and the mistakes of everything that was made, and by addressing the public. For my media pitch, basically, I'm gonna give you the key points because I don't want to go over everything, but for the key points, I basically want to do like a campaign, and it's going to be like for Apple just basically apologizing for the wrongs of them having having Siri, having those tap devices, having them make a nationwide apology, having Apple to train employees on how to set up Apple devices, and being transparent about the situation, just keeping their customers up front about what's going on with the situation, and partnering with different organizations about what's going about what's going on and just partner and just talking about, not only that, just talking about similar issues of privacy, of human rights. So that will be like a good look for Apple. For my campaign proposal, and I'm gonna give you a gist of that as well. I don't want to go into detail of my campaign proposal, but I'm gonna give you like a quick overview. It's gonna be like a 8-week campaign, and 8-week campaign where there's gonna be where week 1 will be a press conference. Week 2 will consist of investigating the problem. Week 3 and 4 will be awareness outreach, where they'll be speaking to different organizations about privacy and security for human rights, that which basically goes hand in hand with, with this lawsuit. And so the timeline is it's 8 weeks. And for the budget for the press conference will be $15,000. The awareness and community events will be $4,000. Communication training will be $8,000, and the social media management will be $4,000. So overall, the budget estimate will be $31,000. And I'm gonna scroll back at the top and just give you a gist of the executive summary. And it says, on behalf of our public relations team, our organization will work closely with the media and social media outlets to give the audience accurate information on the Apple lawsuit. And for the proposal, we're going to address strategies, solutions, estimates, and timelines on how everything will go. And the target audience for this proposal is for the customers of Apple to not feel violated for their devices. The main goal for the proposal is to come up with a solution to get the audience trust back, and for Apple to take accountability. And so there's a lesson. And I think with this lawsuit, I think Apple has learned a big lesson in all of this. And I think by Apple taking accountability in this way, they're going to really think smart. They're going to really think smarter about making irrational decisions like this in the future. And they're going to train employees. They're going to train their employees on how to set up their devices better, and they're not going to have them to use Siri when users are not even using it unauthorized. So that's my presentation. I'm Chadwick Marshall. Have a great day.